Hello guys, and welcome to episode 2 of Italy Status Geographic. Just doing a pushback now. We're going to taxi out onto the longer runway, and we're in Venice, which I'm sure most of you know. A very, very famous place in Italy. I'm going to run through some facts. And we're heading off to the other side of the leg, because the country looks like a bit of a leg, to Pisa, where the Leaning Tower is. I'm going to try another flight in the 737. God knows what it's going to be like. But I've got to keep practicing, because practice makes perfect. Just about knocked over a bottle of water there on my desk. That would have been interesting times. So the flight itself, it's only a short flight. It probably wouldn't warrant a 737 flight in real life. I didn't really do the research to see if there is a flight between Pisa and Venice or vice versa. It's about 120 nautical miles, according to Sky Vector. We're tracking to 1 VOR and then to Pisa. Although, I'm thinking we could just about track just to Pisa, but that's the way I've done it. Flight levels are not something I'm really good at yet, trying to work out what's the best flight levels, so the weather here is pretty clear today. In fact, I don't think I'm even using Active Sky. I've run into some bad weather everywhere I've been on. I've done about 4 flights today, including one for the summer series to Sydney, and it was a full-blown storm. So I thought, nah, I've had enough. We're going to turn just the normal weather on. I want to see some blue sky for a change. Anyway, let's get into some facts. So we'll call it the city of Venice, has a population of around 260,000 people. But the interesting thing about Venice is, of course, the canals, the streets, the bridges, and everything like that. Gondolas, of course. So Venice is known for its bridges. According to the records I have, there are 417 bridges in Venice, which is a lot, and 72 of those are private. According to the Venetian tradition, a couple riding in a gondola should kiss under each bridge and they will stay in love forever. That's beautiful. That's deep. There are 3 major bridges across the Grand Canal. Now, this is where I get a bit worried about my pronunciation here. The second one I'll get. Alright, so the 3 major bridges across the Grand Canal are the Accademia, the Rialto, and the Scalzi. There is a 4th one, just a few years old. What is interesting about the 4th one, actually, is that it's already beginning to show signs of decay, unlike the centuries-old ones. They don't make them like they used to, I guess. The streets of Venice. Venice has one of the narrowest streets in the world. Caleta, or Ramo Varisco Street, is only 53 centimetres wide. Oh my god. Not for the faint-hearted or claustrophobic. It's almost impossible to find an address in Venice. Houses in Venice are numbered according to the districts, not the streets. Actually, I know a couple of people that have been to Venice and have got lost, so that makes a bit of sense now. The easiest way for orientation is to look the proximity of some monument, shop, or famous building. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yes, it's got some interesting facts, Venice. I'll keep reading. Alright, gondolas. There's about 350 gondolas or 400 gondolieri in the city of Venice. I would have thought there'd be more. On average, gondolas are 11 metres long and they weigh almost 600 kilos. Wow. Until recently, Venice didn't have any female gondoliers. Venice got its first female gondolier in 2010. And we'll go on to the canals quickly. There are 177 canals in Venice. The S-shaped Grand Canal is the biggest canal in Venice and it splits the city into two. There are over 170 buildings that make the line of the Grand Canal, and the canals were the main routes of communication in Venice. That is why the main gates of the houses are always on the side of canals. An interesting place. For those that don't know me, I've never actually been to Europe, so I don't think I'll be getting there anytime soon. It's called a mortgage coming up. Venice is sinking at the rate of 1 to 2 millimeters a year. Jesus, that's incredible. There are about 7,000 chimneys in Venice, built in over 10 different styles and shapes. How would someone know how many chimneys are in a city? That's funny. We're going to move to a outside view. Back shortly. Okay, I'm back. Hope you enjoyed that joyful Italian music. Alright, so we're back to the architecture of Venice. I was just saying about the sinking rate of 1 to 2 millimeters a year. That's crazy. And the chimneys. Still can't believe that. The famous San Marco Bell Tower, or Campanile, I hope I got that right, was built in the 12th century and collapsed in 1902. The tower was rebuilt to be exactly the same as the previous one. It is 98.6 metres tall, which makes it the 5th tallest bell tower in Italy. Some say that the best view of Venice is from that tower. There are millions of wooden piles under the Venice Lagoon. I'm not sure about that fact. Buildings and palaces in Venice are built in a mixture of styles: Byzantine, Baroque and Gothic. Okay. There are over 450 palaces or palazzi in Venice. Venice is divided into 6 districts. There are 118 islands, 416 bridges, 177 canals, and 127 squares in Venice. The Venice Lagoon is 15 metres deep at its deepest point. Yeah, see the population, I'm getting different numbers here. The population of Venice has decreased from over 120,000 to 60,000 in the last 50 years. And then at the start of that, a quick Google has put it at 260, so I'm not sure where they get their numbers from. But the general consensus is the population is dropping. Some experts say that Venice could be a ghost town by 2030. It would be populated only by tourists that would come at the morning and leave in the evening, something like people do in a theme park. Obviously, the progressive sinking of the town is why people are starting to move away from it. Maintaining of old houses is also very expensive. Alright, some weird facts. The first public casino in the world was opened in Venice. Venus. Why do I keep saying the planet? Venice in 1638. And a weird one, feeding pigeons is not allowed in Venice. Alright. For those that know me, and for those that don't know me, I've actually got a very, very bad fear of birds. I constantly ridiculed about it. So, no danger of me breaking the law in Venice. I will not be feeding any pigeons or other birds. Very strange fear I've got. My squeaky chair. It's driving me insane. I have to buy a new gaming chair at some point. So I got some snow. It's almost a first for this channel. As I've been saying to everyone, I seem to be going through a bit of a cold streak with my landings. The only plane I seem to be landing okay in lately, any sort of videos or even just flying around on my simulator, is Neveo. Anything else I'm struggling with, so bit of a worry. Ever since that day I flew the 737 from Alice Springs to Adelaide, I just haven't been the same. So I originally put myself at a flight level of about 25,000 feet, but I've kept it at around the 16, 17 mark. I'm still learning what's the best way to do it, so I really want to get the PMDG in the next couple of weeks, but I don't know whether to just keep learning to fly this for the time being or sort of start straight with the PMDG. Also want to get some more scenery. I'm thinking, hopefully I remember to do this when I upload, I might put a poll up in the top right hand corner. Where should I buy scenery next? See if you guys want to give me some feedback. Status Geographic, as far as where we're going after Italy, we've probably got about 3 countries that I'll be visiting, that I know of anyway, that I've got written down and already planning, but I won't reveal them. Now the approach into Pisa is going to be very challenging for me. Ideally I would have liked to have done an ILS landing. Unfortunately that comes on the coastal side of Pisa, which means I'd have to do a fly around. So we were landing straight into Pisa, but you can probably just see it in the distance there, around about 11 o'clock. There's quite a large mountain range, which is preceded by the runway itself. Considering I am possibly one of the worst landers in YouTube history, flight simulation history, or just history, this could be interesting. My dear daughter in the background. What would be a video on this channel without my daughter in the background? Anyway, Pisa. We'll move on to some facts on Pisa. I have a feeling my microphone's too close. Hopefully not. Alright, so Pisa. Let's go to the Wikipedia facts. Well, the current weather there's 3 degrees Celsius. Oh, that's cold. Pisa is a city in Italy's Tuscany region, and is best known for its iconic Leaning Tower. Yes, that's true. Might as well get on to the topic of the Leaning Tower. Hopefully see this in the next episode of Status Geographic. I know it's there in the scenery I've got, but trying to circle the city in a 737. Not that guy. Alright, so the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Location is the city of Pisa, Italy. Construction year, it started in 1173 and finished in 1399. The original height was 60 metres. The actual height is 56.67 metres is the highest side, and 55.86 is the lower side. It has 251 steps, and they must have put it on a scale at some point because they know the weight of it being at 14,500 tonnes. Very clever people. It is considered that the architects and engineers who designed the Leaning Tower of Pisa are, I've got the names here, Bernardo Pisano and Giovanni Pisano, assuming they're brothers, and Giovanni di Simone. Pisa got its name from 600 BC. I cannot talk today. 600 BC from a Greek word meaning marshy land. The cathedral and baptistry are also sinking. Must be something about Italy and sinking. It's quite funny, I've spoken to people that have been to Pisa, and a lot of people avoid it now. They reckon it's quite boring. I'm not going to judge. I'd still love to see it. So, Tuscany. Let's talk about the Tuscany region. I know Master Foods make Tuscan meatball packs. Quite nice. I haven't had some for a while. Anyway, there's the airport down there, and I can see that I'm probably going to have one of the worst approaches, but I'm still going to try. Tuscany is a region in central Italy. Its capital, Florence, which we will be visiting in the next episode. It is home to some of the world's most recognisable Renaissance art and architecture, including Michelangelo's David statue, Botticelli's work in the I'm going to say Uffizi. Jeez, I reckon I got that wrong. Gallery, and the Duomo Basilica. Probably got that wrong too. Its diverse natural landscape encompasses the rugged Apennine Mountains, the island of Elba's beaches on the Tyrrhenian Sea, and Chianti's olive groves and vineyards. And I don't think I was meant to put flaps down there. You're probably going to hear "don't think." You're probably going to hear it all here, guys. So bear with me. I'm still learning. At least I can take off, I guess. Jeez, my daughter's going crazy out there. Tuscany is known as a nation within a nation. Its amazing history shows how the Italian language was derived from Tuscan dialect dating all the way back to the Renaissance period. This is the main defining factor of why Tuscany is so rich in culture and can be seen on each and every corner. That's nice. Unlike this approach. This sounds like a wonderful place, Italy. You know, I'm going to concentrate here, so that's enough facts, I think, for this episode anyway. This is not looking good. Once again, apologies in advance. I am using a little bit more power. It's just practice, I guess. The way I say it is landings are about 20 seconds of a flight. So I'm probably about 90% there.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Well, that's the plan, mate. Not to sink.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Jeez, I might be a little high here now. We're not going to hit the runway. I don't think I can get this around in time. Alright, well, I'm not making the runway. I'm just going to go for a decent landing. I do apologise. And we've landed and taken out a few signal lights. Probably would have caused millions of dollars of damage there. Anyway, guys, I won't be doing a replay on that one. So we're going to taxi into the gate. So coming up, we'll probably do a flight from Pisa in Naveo. I'm going to try and get a bit of a bonus. I'll try and get the Tower of Pisa in the next episode, and then we're going to head across to Florence. I also want to go to Milan, actually. I have to think about that one. Might have to do 4 episodes. I'll keep you guys updated on that one. This scenery, this airport is actually now, what was the brand? I think it's Fly Tampa. No, it's Aerosoft. Aerosoft Pisa. Yeah, that's right. Pisa X. So check that one out if you want. I think it's reasonably new. I think I saw it on a Frugal Sim video recently. So we're just going to jump in the gate here, and I'll leave you with some more cinematic sort of shots with ground services. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Take care.